Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and I'm joined with Connor, as always.
Hey everyone.
Yep, we're the DC team, as it were, on this show. We're going to talk about Supergirl, Season 1, Episode 11, the newest episode. The episode is called Strange Visitor from Another Planet, which technically could be the episode of any title of any episode of this show.
Pretty much most of them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the main character is a strange visitor from another planet.
It's true.
Yeah, she's kind of normal now, but yeah. So full spoilers for the episode as always on this show. And how cool was that White Martian?
Damn, I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, White Martian looked pretty good.
I'm seriously impressed.
Yeah, so when we first seen it, I was like, yeah, they're keeping the shots quick, so they only had X number of frames to render. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm impressed. For a TV show, that looked damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice and scary.
I'd rather them do that and like hide the amount of time they have it on screen and have it look good than just put it out there and have it not look as good.
Yeah, and it was just well. I didn't feel like they skimped on it too much either, which
No.
is nice because we got it when it first showed up, and then we got it at a few other key moments, particularly during the final fight, which is also pretty good. We got Jean going full on Manhunter, plus Supergirl in the sky, all three of them fighting.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. The show has been delivering very well on the big sort of superheroic action side of things, and this one continues that trend, which is really nice. So I really liked all that stuff. Also, it gives a bit more of Jean's backstory from Mars.
Yeah, and David Harewood, fantastic in
Yeah,
this.
he did quite well in this. He did. He pulled off the emotional stuff, and we even got glimpses that, again, for TV, did not look bad at all, of Mars full of not full of planets, full of creatures like Martian manhunters and that race, all of them, like
Yeah,
thousands
all
of
the
them.
Green Martians.
Yeah, all the green Martians, some white Martians, and I mean, again, they kept it very like quick glimpses, and that's like, well, we can afford to do it for like 5 seconds, but we can't afford any more than that.
Yeah.
So, but
But it was where they were used that was effective.
yeah, yeah. So in terms of this episode, all the Manhunter stuff was great. All the Martian stuff,
There's literally no complaints with any of that side of things for me.
no. I think my only criticism would be of a character thing after they go looking for the White Martian again in the sewer, and they find the Senator woman, like Alex finds her, says, "Oh, we've got the Senator woman." It's like, shouldn't you be questioning it just a little bit? You've already seen the thing shapeshift into her once.
Yeah, I guess maybe they thought they won't try the same trick twice. For some reason.
I mean, admittedly, it immediately came up, right? Because
Yeah.
Jean found the real woman, and then that was it. But that would be my only complaint if I was going to make one. So that's pretty cool. The Senator woman herself, that was a very topical and political character to have on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all keep out the illegal aliens. It's just in this case,
It
it's
was
more literal.
literal, yeah.
Very racist.
Very, very racist. I mean, although she did have a change of heart by the end.
Oh, she did. She did. But it just like it was like female Donald Trump up there.
Yeah.
Um,
And even her change of heart was still like, well, we're going to be still very cautious. We'll just have certain ones that are okay. It wasn't a full-on change.
I wonder if casting a black person in that role was a deliberate sort of point or
Mm,
irony, perhaps.
could be.
Yeah,
Could well be.
it's something that crossed my mind. But no. So that was fine. The other stuff we got in this was Kat's sort of son that she had to abandon.
Yeah, I wasn't as much a fan of this side of stuff.
Nah, this stuff wasn't as good. There was a
It wasn't bad for most part, but
there was a couple of nice. I think the Kara and Cat stuff, them kind of like her like firing her and then her like talking her way out of it and actually sort of manning up, as it were, for like a second and
yeah,
like
yeah.
putting her in her place.
She clicks her fingers.
Yeah, that stuff was good.
Yeah.
The son himself, he's just kind of bland TV guy.
Pretty much.
And I already knew that was the son as soon as she started talking to him in the cafe.
It's because they just reminded us in the previously on
because
Supergirl.
that was why I clocked it. But so when they showed up at the office, I'm like, oh, gee, surprise, surprise! It's the guy she met earlier on.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is a problem I have with TV shows sometimes. Is I get a little bit protective of the female lead characters when they don't have like an established relationship early on, and they try and introduce some prick. Like some pretty boy halfway through a season, I'm like, you're not good enough for her. You're clearly like 3 episodes material tops, right? So go away, leave my carrot alone.
Speaking of relationships or lack of, I really like how they treated Win in this episode because I was really expecting them to patch it all back together and be back to normal by the end of the next episode after the last one, but
I agree.
It's not.
They've handled that with some more tact than I would have expected of them.
Yeah, I was really expecting it'll be like, next episode it'll all be fine again.
Because they had the awkward scene at the start, and Win he was kind of a focus of the last week's episode, so they gave him basically a week off. The actor probably got an extra couple of days holiday while they were shooting this episode, because he was only in 2 scenes, and there were brief moments. But the one at the end when like she doesn't say something to him, and he says, "Oh, you're for quiet." I seen that as like, and then she sort of says the phrase that's kind of lets him know what she's doing. Is just giving him space. But that was kind of like the first little olive branch back from him that, look, we're not always going to be like this. I'll get over this. Just
not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be, I'd expect it next week or the week after the very latest.
Because I was worried at the end when young pretty boy was asking Kara out that he was going to walk in the scene and hear it.
Yeah, me too. I'm really glad they didn't.
And I was dreading it because I thought, it's going to be one of these awkward triangle moments, and if there's one thing that I cannot abide by these days is love triangles in my TV shows, because it is such an overused trope. So I'm glad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there'll be elements here or there of that down the line, but I'm glad that they didn't just shove it right in there.
Yeah, and they could have done really easily.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this guy I don't expect to be any sort of long-term love interest. I expect him, at most, he'll be like a background thing for maybe the rest of the season.
No, I wouldn't expect to go that far.
I wouldn't expect to go that far, but I'm saying at most that's what it'll be. I honestly expect it to be maybe 2 or 3 episodes. If not, just by the end of the next episode. Yeah, by the way, I don't really think I can date because, I'm a superhero, and, well, she wouldn't say that, but that's why she'll stop dating. Because I'm busy.
That, or he'll leave to go back from wherever he's from, because Cat will piss him off or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like I said, that's the thing I have. Like, no spoilers for S.H.I.E.L.D., but when they introduced someone, there was a potential love interest for Skye in season 2/3. I had an immediate aversion to it. I'm like, what? No, go away. Just a pretty boy. Go away. I don't know what it is. I think it's because, unlike movies with TV shows, you kind of, because you see the characters every week, you're a little bit more attached to them.
Yeah, definitely.
So you have this almost, and it's almost like a sort of big brother father type, get the hell away from my daughter kind of mentality you have sometimes. At least that's what I feel with it.
No, I get it.
So yeah, Supergirl this week was mostly great. In fact, the great stuff was great, and then the
other stuff was just whatever.
Yeah, but that's all there was. There wasn't really anything else. It was just the Cat Sun stuff and then the White Martian stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad they spent a good amount of time on the White Martian stuff as well. It felt pretty even between the two.
Yeah, but I suppose obviously the last thing we should talk about before we go.
The cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger.
Before we get to the cliffhanger, I just want to say, they can eat ice cream, right? It's just pizza. They feel the need to cut down.
You bring it up, but I honestly see when they cut to the two of them sitting on the couch with the ice cream tubs and they were eating ice cream, I thought, so far, I wonder if this will piss me off like the pizza scene.
I did as well.
Because, but no, they switched tubs at one point, but that's fine. I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Different flavours, they want to swap. Makes sense.
That's fine. I mean, I'm typically I'll stick to my own. And you
but
keep your mitts off my ice cream. But, fine, whatever. But we're not here to talk about the ins and outs of how you should eat food on the couch.
No.
Because we went into that rabbit hole before, and let's not do it again.
Twice.
So we knew, we'd looked ahead just at the episode titles, not even anything else. We just seen the episode title, the next one, last week or the week before. We knew what it was called, and the episode title next week is Bizarro. And if you are watching this show and you don't know anything about Superman, Supergirl, and you don't know who the villains are, Bizarro will mean nothing to you. If you do know about, the villains of Superman and Supergirl, then Bizarro, you'll know exactly what that means. Yeah. So for us, this cliffhanger was like, yeah, this is setting up the next one. But of course, the cliffhanger is that while they're on the couch at home, the news comes on and they see Supergirl saving someone on a bridge, but Kara's there. And yeah, there's Supergirl live on TV. So there's a doppelganger. And
I'm looking forward to this episode a lot, actually.
I'm looking forward to this. I think Melissa Benoist might have a lot of fun with
I think she will.
With this. And I'm curious if this will be wrapped up in an episode or if they'll...
I feel like they'll wrap most of it up, but they'll leave Bizarro a back door for later.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they'll wrap up the idea that she's impersonator, but they'll leave open the fact that there was a Bizarro existing, and
I feel like they did a similar thing this week with the White Martians. Like they captured her, and then they were like, but then she was like, "They'll come. There's like thousands of them, millions, whatever it was." So it's like, okay, we're probably getting White Martians again in the future,
which is good because they were great. So,
yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Bizarro, and I won't say anything more about Bizarro just in case you are someone who's not familiar with it. You can just watch next week and find out. That said, Bizarro is typically a male because it's typically a Superman thing, but they've made it female to match Supergirl here, so that should be fun. But yeah, that's Supergirl this week, and I'm looking forward to next week. So.